So
The purpose of it is to make put more information and awareness on prostate cancer and the effect that it has not only on the men but your entire family and the community.
right. And how did you get inspired to do this?
Well, the actual beginning inspiration or the idea came to me from David when he said that we needed to develop a cause or a reason for cyclists to come out. And a very good friend of ours, which David used to help take care of, died from prostate cancer. So that gave us the incentive to say, let's do prostate cancer. And after doing the research, I found out that it is the second leading cause of death. 50% more African American men.
Watching this now, make sure that you spread this word. Or at least show up and support. You're more to do a quick walk, but just to show your support, because we can't afford to lose any of our men. We certainly can't afford to lose our African American men at that rate. That is outrageous. What do people need to do to register? Is there any particular? Can we do it at the site as well as in person?
They can register on site,
Okay.
but they can also register up until midnight tomorrow, Thursday night, at rcdcu.org, and they can click on that and register online.
And what time do people need to be there?
8 o'clock. 8 to 3. 8 to 3. It's from 8 to 3. No breakfast first.
Okay.
Breakfast.
As far as the best ways of doing everything, because I am an avid. I've done a lot of different rides. I've seen what should be done, what shouldn't be done, and whatnot. So I try to make it as almost as easy as possible for anybody that wants to come out and do the ride. So all the route markings, the routes themselves. So giving like a 10-mile route to somebody that's not very experienced but wants to get out, 30-mile route for somebody that maybe has a little bit more and wants a little bit more of a challenge, but it's still not as advanced as, say, for instance, the 50-mile route, which is going to now include a little bit more climbing. This gives everybody the opportunity to come out and doesn't really alienate one particular group or whatever, because I've done a lot of rides, be scared off and never want to come back. So I try to make it as as user friendly or as challenging friendly as
Throughout the varying routes that you'll know if you're on the 10-mile or the 30-mile or the 50-mile?
Yeah, so the way that's set up is route will follow a green marking on the ground, and then the 50-mile route will follow a red marking on the ground. But that's since we all start in the same spots and certain things start to break off in different areas throughout the course of the route, you'll see, all 3 arrows together, maybe only 2 arrows together, and then at some point just maybe only 1 arrow. So as long as you know what route that you're doing, you should not have any issues getting lost. And then also we have the stand-up arrow signs at each individual turn. So besides just the markings on the ground, you actually have a corresponding marking, corresponding arrow, stuck in the ground somewhere. So
Well, you'll have somebody who's
in the ground somewhere. So
well, you'll have somebody who's
one very hill around here is Copper Mine Road off of Canal Road. So that's one climb. And then Herringtown Road, which is off a river, which kind of is almost on the border of Princeton, and it's actually in Kingston. So it's going to give you a little bit of challenge. So if you are ready to challenge yourself, the 50-mile is a perfect challenge for you. If you're not, overwhelming. So
We also have support vehicles that follow each one of the routes. They're called SAGs, and those vehicles follow behind all the cyclists. So they'll cover. So if anything happens, if they get a flat tire, or if they just can't make it anymore, all they have to do SAG vehicle, they'll come and pick them up and bring them back to the site.
Wow. So cell phones are invited, huh?
Yes. We post the cell phone numbers of the SAG vehicles. They're on the information desk when they come in to register.
If I remember correctly, there were way stations along the way where people
Yes,
could
there are.
stop for rest, for water.
Yeah, there are 3 different rest stations. The first one is at Colonial Baptist Church, Community Baptist.
Okay. Where there is water, I think there was fruit.
There's fruit, there's water, there's sport beans, there's wafers. Anything that they need to get their energy back up is at those rest stops.
Oh, I remember those sport beans. They're little jelly beans, Franklin.
Yeah, they are jelly bellies. Yep, they're jelly belly sport beans.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's beyond fun, Franklin. It's a wonderful way for you to get out, to get some exercise, to get your bikes out on the road, and to just support this amazing cause. David, tell us anything else that you'd like to say about this.
I mean, I think we've covered just about everything, but 5 years before, you even have a problem. So as long as it's caught early, there's way more joy stories and horror stories with prostate cancer now than it was back in the day. So,
Well, we do know it is one of the more slow-moving cancers. If you have to have cancer, that's probably the one to have. Not that anybody.
Than 2,000 men receiving free prostate cancer screening. And we've donated over $36,000 to between Robert Wood and the Steep.
16 years, Franklin. So it's appropriate that 16 years is celebrated on the 16th this year. That's wonderful. And also, we would like to mention that our very first story, now Franklin Reporter and Advocate just celebrated its 10th birthday, and we are proud to say that the very first story that broke on August 29th, 2013, was about RCDC. We have shared a long history with this organization. We need to be more specific. Helmets are required? Okay.
yes, helmets are required for everybody riding.
Amicis.
You're doing to your fellow men. And am I getting another helmet signal? Register online if they want to register before Saturday.
Okay.
Register before Saturday.
Okay. They can register up until mid.
Reporter and Advocate. Yes, we'll be back and we'll see you.